Lord Mayor, what opportunities do you see for economic trade development for Latin American countries with the UK?
Well, Latin America has huge potential, and the growth and the implementation of so many programs at the moment make the opportunities for promoting and delivering bilateral trade and investment between the UK and Latin America just fantastic. I think that the key areas where everybody has a need to rise to the challenge is in infrastructure development and the financing of that, particularly long-term financing. There's an under-penetration in the insurance sector and lots of new products and services that can help these countries, and particularly kind of those who are routinely challenged by hurricanes and earthquakes, and where, of course, Lloyd's of London has such a huge respect around the world. And when I visited Brazil a couple of weeks ago, we met them in their office there. On top of the infrastructure potential, if I can call it that, it's potential, but it's actually real and it's now. There are immense possibilities for public-private partnerships, new sorts for sustainable urban development. All the cities are growing. They're challenged by anything from street lighting to waste management, obviously expanding their public transport system, getting people out of their cars. Like in London, we have, here in the City of London, 95% of us come to work on public transport. So we have some things that we can help with on that.
Have there been some Latin American countries that you've revisited where you've seen a lot of change?
Well, they're all changing rapidly, and that's, of course, partly as a result of their own programs, and some of them have rapidly attracted a lot of foreign direct investment in. I was learning yesterday that the foreign direct investment in Nicaragua had improved from about 30 million to 1.3 billion in a very short space of time, which shows actually that they must be very welcoming and open and easy to do business in. And that's probably a lesson that we can all learn from. Mm-hmm. It's one of the reasons I think the City of London has done so well, is being actually open and very welcoming.
Now, if we look at alliances such as SECA, how do you think SECA can contribute with opportunities for trade and development?
Well, I think SECA is a fantastic initiative. The regionalisation of small countries to create a platform that's welcoming for trade and investment, whether it's with the rest of Latin America, Mexico, or the UK, I think overcomes the fear of the lack of scale, the scale of the market in smaller countries. So it is one example. There's the Pacific Alliance, the Mercosur, and I visited Uruguay recently. It's obviously next door to Brazil, which is huge by comparison, but it makes it an attractive proposition for a country like the UK to invest in, knowing that they'll actually be part of a regional initiative. As far as SECA is concerned, it's particularly useful because all the countries, attractive as they are, we love to visit them as tourists, have smallish populations. They're at different speeds of development, but have huge potential for growth. I worked on the project, the CPAC project, to create a single regional market in electricity, which is actually resulting in investment in power stations where the investor knows they can sell to all 6 countries at once. what could be better than that?
Yeah, progress. If I could just ask, I know that I've been told that you've worked in like over 40 countries. You must have a lot of information to pass on, perhaps, for guidance for development with the economy and trade for countries like Latin America.
Well, I think that the big lesson I've learnt from working around the world, and actually in many Latin American countries as well, is what attracts bilateral trade and investment and sustains growth is a stable policy framework from government, as well as a really good legal and regulatory framework where enforcement of contracts is easy, it's efficient, doesn't take a long time, but it's that stability and predictability, and actually making it easy to do business. And we have the World Bank Ease of Doing Business Index, and everybody can look where everybody is. That easiness of just being able to establish, find partners, an environment that's welcoming, is terribly important.